Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to say farewell to the head of the Commonwealth and their Royal Highnesses. Please welcome Dame Kiri Takanawa.
What a super moment this will be for a real New Zealand farewell. Well, there's no doubt about it now. Auckland has done it bigger and better than anyone else. And it's really shades of Christchurch 1974, Brendan Telfer, with Her Majesty and Prince Philip leaving in the open backed car, trying to thread their way through this swarm of 2,500 athletes who have blanketed the arena, escorting the royal family on their circuit around the track before they leave Mount Smart Stadium. This is a traffic jam down there at the likes of the Auckland Harbour Bridge seldom sees at 8 o'clock on a midweek morning. Tinsel raining down from the skies. So everybody joining in the party here this evening, as Mount Smart Stadium being engulfed by the thunderous, deafening fireworks display. Great carnival atmosphere here as the curtain comes down on the 1990 Commonwealth Games. In the opinion of many of the foreigners here, they have had no hesitation in telling me that this is the finest Commonwealth Games they've ever seen. No doubt about it, Brendan. Those of us who've been lucky enough to go to a few, this is the best. Sitting just a few feet away from me for the last 10 days has been the respected BBC broadcaster Ron Pickering, who's been to just about every Commonwealth Games and Olympic Games since the war, and he's put his thumb up in front of me tonight at about 2 minutes to 7 and said it's the best, easily the best. And that was before he saw this show. Sort of way, Keith, I can't help but feel that probably the city of Christchurch can take some of the thanks for this marvellous display here over the last 10 days, because many of the competitors have said to me that the word spread in 1974 about what a wonderful show New Zealand turned on in Christchurch, that no one wanted to miss the return to New Zealand in 1990. I think that's one of the reasons why there's been a record turnout for these games, over 50 countries for the first time. And it begs the question, Brendan, when's the next time the Commonwealth Games are coming back to New Zealand? Because if it's going to be like this, I, for one, can hardly wait. What a great moment for Chris Thompson singing this song. You know, he used to sing with Manfred Mann. Dame Kiri has received a tumultuous reception. I suppose for her it was a rather small house tonight, just 35,000. But there's millions, millions and millions watching on television. Of course, the royal family know Dame Kiri well. After all, she sang at their son's wedding. Bird things from the opening ceremony. They're back in again tonight, following Her Majesty, Prince Philip and Prince Edward on their very long journey around Mount Smart Stadium, a stadium I suspect that will never repeat these scenes for a long, long, long time. Catch a glimpse, if you can, of the people in the grandstands, the ordinary fans who've paid their money to get in tonight. They are having a party there. Everyone in the stadium is on their feet shaking whatever they've got to shake. The front, the Governor-General, Sir Paul Reeves, and being ably assisted there by that very fine trumpeter, Geoffrey Farmer. Doesn't need the trumpet tonight. No show without Bob, and it's a big sporting occasion. Bob and Hazel, behind them
Sonny Rumpfowl. All the athletes have gathered over on the far side of the stadium to follow the car around, and it's absolute chaos. There's Sonny Rumpfowl. What a happy man he must be, playing a big part behind the scenes politically for the build-up to these Commonwealth Games.
So the Royal Party about to make their exit from Mount Smart Stadium, going past the old main stand down the back straight of the arena.
The closing ceremony is now concluded, but please remain in your seats while I make an important announcement for the athletes. Celebrations for the athletes will continue at the Games Village, and the vehicles which will take you there are awaiting for you now.
So the flags continue to wave, the streamers continue to flourish.
Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
The arena glittered with litter at the moment, as this party is just, I suspect, starting to hit top gear.
There they are. It's going to be a haka, I think. There's Rod Cheatley from the cycling team, and there's Grant Forbes from the swimming team, with Anthony Moss leading the haka.
Well, probably the luckiest man on the television New Zealand commentary team tonight is Peter Williams, who's very much part of the party somewhere down there in that frenzied mob. Peter.
Yeah, hi. Ross Anderson from the New Zealand swimming team is with me. Ross, have you ever experienced anything quite like this before?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Seoul and Edinburgh last time as well.
Yeah, but this is hometown stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty neat, you know. The crowd's giving me a bit of goosebumps every now and again, so it's pretty neat.
Did you enjoy Dame Kerry?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it's great.
Now, is there a big party for the entire New Zealand Games team tonight? Have a good time, Ross.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, and we can perhaps just wander on a little bit further in amongst this melee of New Zealand and Commonwealth athletes. Here's Many, one of the track and field coaches. Many, you're a competitor, I think, in 1974. Good to have you.
That's great. Oh, it's tremendous. Tremendous to be here with the team in 1990.
You weren't part of the haka, I see over there.
Oh, I was trying to get in, but I wasn't close enough. Love to be in.
How close did you get to Dame Kerry?
Oh, I think it was close enough to be in between Kerry and the Queen. Tremendous.
I tell you what, Keith and Brendan, there was a vehicle which was carrying some VIPs away a short time ago, a brand new vehicle which was being driven by some members of the army here, and it was sat on by the athletes. I frankly would hate to see the repair bill for that car when they finally get the athletes off it. The brand new tyres on it were virtually flattened. It is just absolute melee down here on the stadium floor. A great big party going on. There's volunteers, there's officials, there's athletes, and I suspect that one or two spectators and other media people might have jumped the fence, not quite in the kosher fashion, but hell, it's a party. It's one of the great parties this country has ever seen, and it's an absolute privilege to be part of it down here.
And as you've been speaking, Peter, images of the games have been playing to the home television audience and to the audience on the big screen inside the stadium, reliving just many of the moments that made the last 11 days so special for this city, this country, and the Commonwealth. Thanks, Peter. We'll get back to you later. These people with the T-shirts here are so familiar to the people of Auckland. Some of the many volunteers, those World Vision people, Brendan, have played a big part. They got the thing going, really, didn't they?
That's right, yes. The 132 youngsters from 21 countries from around the world, around the Commonwealth, mostly from the developing countries, who have been rehearsing meticulously by way of videotapes and audio tapes over the last 3 months for this coordinated performance, and it really triggered off a response from the athletes themselves, who engulfed the stadium, and from that moment on the script went out the window. They did start about 25 minutes late, but they in fact have caught up, but quite a few of the scheduled events have gone by the wayside. So this marvellous 11-day spectacle has finished. I suppose, Keith, if you wanted to be brutally honest, you could say it's been 10 days of unabashed patriotism for New Zealanders, but I guess for a nation of people who are constantly told that we're afflicted with a sense of pessimism, it's probably been a good thing.
Absolutely. A lot of New Zealanders don't quite know how to express themselves about their country, especially when they think about 1990 and what we're celebrating this year. And I think this celebration of the last 10 days should remind a whole lot of New Zealanders that we're a beautiful little place to live in. That's what I think, Brendan. I like your line from the opening day, Brendan. If I could quote it back to you. What a great opening, now what a great closing. And isn't it great that the world can see how good New Zealand is?
Okay, I think Peter Williams may have a couple of the Canadian athletes with him. Peter.
Indeed, Brendan, I've got Robin Marr and Sue Lee, a couple of athletes. You guys not by any chance from Victoria where the next games are going to be held, are you?
I'm living in Victoria. I've been living in Victoria for the last 4.5 years. We're quite excited about having the games.
You think you can put out a party as good as this then?
Oh, I hope so. They'll have quite an act to follow.
What sort of success did you have in your competition?
I was a finalist in the 1500 meters. I didn't have the race of my life, but it was a great experience.
And for Sue, you from Victoria as well?
I'm from Vancouver, so it's a ferry boat ride across to Victoria. So we have to encourage all those Vancouverites to take the ferry across.
So you're looking forward to 1994. Do you think you'll be there as a competitor?
I don't know. It could be interesting, but yeah, I think that's a possibility.
Hey, I guess there's a heck of a party to enjoy tonight. Thanks for coming to Auckland. It's been great having you guys and everybody from around the Commonwealth here.
Well, thanks for the warm welcome. It's been wonderful being here.
It's one of the friendliest places I've ever traveled to. We'll never forget it.
We like to think so too. Thanks a lot, ladies. Have a nice night. Okay, thanks for coming. Well,
Thank you,
Keith,
Peter.
there are thousands of people down here, but gee, you can see the scene from out there. It's one of those nights that will never be forgotten.
Peter Williams, who I think you can probably swap his microphone for his dancing shoes now and join in the party down there.
It goes on and on.
I guess we should pay special word of thanks here to the entire New Zealand team for the wonderful moments, the fine memories they've provided over the last 11 days. I think the final medal count for New Zealand was 58, which in fact is a record, surpassing the previous mark, which had stood, in fact, since 1950, when New Zealand won 51 medals. But today, they went over 50 and finished up with 58, including 17 gold medals, which is easily a record for one single games. In fact, from the last two Commonwealth Games, New Zealand has won 18 gold medals, so they nearly equalled that effort here at these games.
That's the catchphrase for the Games of Victoria in '94. And all you budding New Zealand sportsmen who think this is the party, have a getting out on the roads, getting down to the gym and getting into this, because you could be part of this scene at the Commonwealth Games have really come back as a fun festival, the friendly games.
Peter Williams is still the consummate professional broadcaster and is resisting the temptations to join in the festivities. I think he's got one of the New Zealand badminton players down there, Peter.
Absolutely, Brad, and the dancing and the party will come later. But for the moment, Graham Robson, the man who one of the athletes who took the oath of allegiance on the night of the opening ceremony. Graham, a memorable night for you back on the opening day, but what about the time since?
Oh, it's a tremendous, been a tremendous 2 weeks, Peter, and I'll never forget this Games. It's a tremendous closing ceremony today. I think this is the best I've ever been in as a closing ceremony. You really feel the spirit of the people here today, and the crowd has just been tremendous, and I think that's contributed to the Games, having a Games in your home country.
What about